Welcome back, everybody. So this is just going over the practice test for Chapter 7. Remember, tomorrow is the test for Chapter 7. There's only two big tests this third 9 weeks, so make sure that you plan accordingly. Everybody at home, make sure you studying. Okay, so this warm-up here. What does that negative exponent do on that negative 6a to the 5th? What does that negative exponent do? Now, let me ask you this. Did anybody try to distribute it in? Because I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would evaluate the negative on it and then distribute it in. Okay, so if you did distribute it in, be careful with that. What does a negative exponent do on anything? What does a negative exponent do? Well, turns it into a fraction. It puts it into the denominator and then makes it positive. Negative 6a to the 5th, and then to the positive third. And then I can evaluate. And then I can distribute that power in. That's what I would do. This is the route that I would take. So you would say, okay, negative 6 to the third power. Let's evaluate what that is. Got negative 6 to the third. Oh, I should use parentheses. It doesn't matter here, but I should always use parentheses. Negative 216, 1 over negative 216, a to the... Now, why isn't it just negative 18? Why isn't it just negative 18? I thought I should multiply. Because the whole thing's raised to the third power, right? And that negative 6 is raised to the third power. Not multiplied by 3, but raised to the third power. If you have a whole number, you raise it to that power. It's only when you have a power to a power like this. So what? Let me pull some names here. So Serenity, what's my power on A then? What should the power on A be in the end? Well, it's already 5. It's 5 being raised to the third power. So what should it be? A to the 15th. Good. A to the 15th. So that's my answer here. 1 over negative 216, a to the 15th. So those of you who distributed in, did you still get it right? Because if that's the case, awesome. Keep doing it that way. That's fine. I don't care. You must have done it correctly in the end, so keep doing it that way. In my opinion, it's a little bit easier to do this. Turn it into a positive exponent into the denominator, then bring the exponent in. All right, yes, you will have to classify on tomorrow's test. So let's kind of go over what those are, right? What do you call something that's a one term? Monomial, 2 terms? Binomial, 3 terms? Trinomial. Anything beyond that? Polynomial. What do you call something with a 0 degree? Constant, 1st degree? Linear, 2nd degree? Quadratic, 3rd degree? Cubic. Okay, now here's where it starts to get hard. 4, quartic, remember 4 quarters. 5th, quintic. Good, anything beyond that, 6th, 7th degree, right? All right, so let me ask Rosalie, what is this? How would I classify that then? What's the degree? You're right with this, a cubic. The degree is 3, right? The degree is 3, which you are right, it is a cubic. Now, you said monomial, that's 1 term. How many terms do you see? 3 terms. So if there's 3 terms, what do you call this then? Cubic what? Trinomial. Good. Okay, this third one up here, Carson. What's the method that I have to do with this one?
Distributive.
Right, distributive property, using that FOIL method, right? All right, so what do I get when I take 6x times 2x?
6x to the second power.
Oh, 6x.
12x to the second power.
Good, 12x to the second power. 6x times 1.
6x.
And then I'm going to switch to green here. I've got a negative 4 times 2x.
Negative 8x.
Negative 4 times 1.
Negative 4.
Good. Is everybody following me so far? I know I have to simplify a little bit, but is everybody following me so far? First, outer, inner, last. And I'm multiplying all of these things together, folks. You know what I've been seeing a lot of? I've been kind of spot checking some homework here and there. You know what I'm seeing a lot of? People try to call this like -3 out here in the end. You know why? Because they're adding. You look at -4 and +1 and say, oh, that's -3. No, that's adding together would get -3. I am multiplying together here. I want to get -4. Okay. And then we do combine like terms in the middle here to finish this one off. 12x to the second minus 2x minus 4. That's my answer. Okay, questions? Questions? Yep. Okay. We're going to go over a practice test a little differently today because there's so many questions and because this test is so important. We're going to go question by question. I'm going to go through pretty much every question. I'm still going to call off names and you're going to give me some answers. But I'm just going to go through with the key here. Okay. So I've got all problems listed out here. Should have really hidden it a little bit better here. There we go. Okay, sure. Whatever. Let me ask you this. Berkeley, what did you get for number 1?
1 over -81.
Oh, be careful. It's not negative. It's positive 81. 1 over positive 81.
When they go to the denominator, do they lose the negative sign?
In the exponent. They lose the negative sign in the exponent. Yeah? So if I'm looking at this one, I say, you got to put it into the denominator with the parentheses. And then you put it in your calculator with the parentheses. Yeah? So the answer again should be 1 over 81. I'll show the answers here in a second once we get done with this whole row. Number 2. What should the answer be, Ben?
I got y to the 0 on top, and then I got 8 to the -6, and then -3.
You're doing some funky stuff there, Ben. Ben, the only time you would ever move anything is if there's a negative exponent. So the only thing that's going to get moved is that right there. Do I move the -6? No, the -6 is going to stay on top. What essentially happens with anything raised to the 0 power on the bottom? It goes away. So the only thing that's going to happen is the y to the third is going to move down to the bottom, and the -6 is going to stay on top. -6 over y to the third. Number 3 here, Alex, what'd you get for 3?
3 to the 8 over 7x to the second.
Okay, the 7 stays on top because it stays negative. The only time you would ever move it if it was a negative exponent, not a negative number. Does that make sense? Just like that -6 stayed in number 2, the -7 has to stay in number 3. Yep.
So the -8 stays -8? Or does it?
No, it becomes positive. It moves to the top and becomes positive. And then read me number 4 in scientific notation, John. No, John. Travis. Read me scientific notation for number 4.
8.53.
Good. 8.53 times 10 to the -5th. So if you need any 4 of those answers, go ahead and write them down now. Make sure, again, you're making yourself a key to your practice test. This is what you're going to study tonight. So number 1 was, again, 1 over 81. Number 2 is -6 over y to the third. Number 3 is -7d to the 8th over x squared. And number 4 is 8.53 times 10 to the -5th power. Guys, this is the only time you would ever be able to leave a negative exponent in an answer. That's the only time. All right, let's take a look at number 5. We're going to go from 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Number 5, read that to me, Mason, in scientific notation.
2.31 times 10 to the 17.
Good. I think it should be times 10 to the 8th. You got to go one more spot, times 10 to the 8th. Yeah, 2.3145. I would write all the numbers out, but yeah, if you wanted to just kind of round it like that, that would be fine. Number 6, David Haas. What would I get when I take 9 to the 0 times -4 to the third? Right, and then what would happen with -4 to the third? No, you wouldn't multiply. You'd actually just go to your calculator and plug in negative 4 to the third. What would it be? You got a calculator right there. What is negative 4 to the third power? Good, negative 64. And that's my answer, number 6, negative 64. Not 1 over 64. It's just negative 64. And number 7 there, Mackenzie, what did you get for number 7?
I got K over J to the 5th.
Good, K over J to the 5th. Okay, if you need any of those 3 answers, go ahead and write those down, please. Number 5 was 2.3145 times 10 to the 8th. Number 6 was negative 64. Again, that's not 1 over 64. That is just negative 64. And number 7 is K over J to the 5th. Taylor, what did you get for 8? Good. Don't forget about R as well. Q to the 5th power times R. Oh, you said R? Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry. And then it's divided by Z to the 42nd. Good. Number 9 here. Let's see. Elena, what did you get for your final answer for number 9? Okay, it should have been b to the negative second, and then should have gone down to the denominator for b to the positive second into the denominator. And then number 10. See, number 10 is very similar to the one that I put on the warm-up because I fear that a lot of people got that one wrong. It should be 1 over negative 8 y to the 12. 1 over negative 8 y to the 12. Yeah.
For number 8, does that say negative 4? Or does that say z to the 4th power? Or
Z to the 42nd.
Wow.
Because it's 6 times 7. Okay, let's take a look at 11, 12, and 13. Number 11. Will, what'd you get for 11?
Over r to the 9th. Or is that wrong?
S to the 6th over R to the 9th? No, it should have, R to the 9th is not correct. It should have been S to the 6th. Oh, you said S to the 6th over R to the 9th?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said times R to the 9th. Yeah, that's right. S to the 6th times R to the 9th. That's correct. Number 12. What did you get for number 12, Joey?
12?
Yeah, that's one we're on. Yeah.
27 over and the 4th or 9th and
9. The M goes away. It completely cancels out. It's completely gone. See this? Those M's will just completely cancel out. You would write M to the 0, but M to the 0 is just positive 1. Right? So he was right there, 27 over N to the 9th. 27 over N to the 9th. Number 13. Hannah, what did you get for 13?
Y to the 4th over 256.
Good. Y to the 4th over 256. Please don't leave 4 to the 4th in an answer. Okay, and here's, again, 11, 12, and 13. Go ahead and write down those answers if you need to, and write down any work. Yeah, Carson?
What's number 5?
Number 5
Yeah.
was just 2.3145 times 10 to the 8th.
2.3145.
Yep, times 10 to the 8th. Any questions through 13 so far? Okay, number 14. Now we jump into the next part of the lesson, part of the chapter. Hayden Rudder, what did you get for 14? What's the degree there?
4.
Remember, if it's a monomial, you're going to add up all the powers. So it's not 4, it's what? 5. Yeah, the degree is 5 for number 14. Mr. Schrembeck, what did you get for the degree for 15? What'd you say? It's not 5, it's 6. See, this is another one there. You got to add up the exponents for the powers. See, the degree for the first term is going to be 5. The degree for the second term is going to be 6. The degree for the third term is going to be 1. So therefore, the highest one is going to be 6. Number 16, hidden trick.
I got negative 8 x to the fifth
Good.
minus x to the fourth.
Good.
Minus 7x to the third.
Good.
Plus 7x to the second.
Good.
Plus 8x.
That was it?
Yeah.
Plus 16. You forgot the plus 16.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus 16. And then what's the leading coefficient then?
Would be negative 8.
Negative 8. Good. Yep. Okay. What do you got? What? There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry, we can't see that over there, but there's a plus 16 sitting there. Looks like it's like completely cut off on the other. Watch out for that. There is a plus 16 sitting out there on number 16. That actually happened a lot on the quiz. The 7-1 to 7-4 quiz. I don't know why, but a lot of people just kind of like left off the whole number in the end. I'm not sure what happened. Number 17, up on the top of the back, classify the polynomial. Kyler, how would you classify that one? Not degree of 5, it's degree of 4. So it would be quintic. Remember, think 4 orders. Quartic trinomial. Not quintic, but quartic trinomial. Number 17. We did that one. Number 18, serenity. What'd you get for 18? Good, minus 2. Yep. 6c to the 5th plus 6c minus 2. Good. Remember, with adding and subtracting polynomials, we haven't reviewed that in a while because that's pretty easy. All you're doing is combining like terms. So for 18 there, you're just going to add those two pieces together. Okay. Anybody need anything still on that slide? I'm going to change it over to the next one here in a second. Good? Okay. Here is 19 and 20. Now here's when we start to multiply. Okay, number 19. Joey, what'd you get for 19?
Negative 30x times 16 to the first 16y to the 21st power.
How did you get that? What did you do? Joey, all you have to do is just distribute in. So you got to take the 5 times the negative 4 to get negative 20. And then the x to the 6 times the x to the 4th would get us our x to the 10th. And then the y to the 6 times the y to the 4th would be y to the 10th. Then you distribute into the second piece here. 5 times negative 2 is a negative 10. X to the 6th and nothing else is just an x to the 6th. Y to the 6th and y to the 5th would have made y to the 11th. Oh, you combine. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. So yeah, because this is x to the 10th, y to the 10th, and because this is x to the 6th, y to the 11th, you can't subtract those together. I see what you did. Yep, got it.
So you wouldn't, with the exponents, you wouldn't multiply in, you would add in.
Okay, yeah, because I'm multiplying with the bases, I add the exponents. Right? Multiply with the bases, I add the exponents. Number 20. Hannah, what did you get for the answer for number 20?
Negative 31 to 9 minus 35.
Very good, and I'm glad we wrote that into standard form. Yeah, glad we put that into standard form. Negative 31b to the 9th minus 35b. Questions on 19 or 20? Okay, let's keep going. Number 21. We're going to subtract here for 21 and 22. Mackenzie, what did you get for your final answer for 21?
4c to the 3rd minus c squared plus 8.
Good. 4c to the 3rd minus c squared plus 8. Good. 4c to the 3rd minus c squared plus 8. Good. And then what did we get for our answer for 22? I'll show that again in a second. Kyler, what did you get for your answer for 22? Oh, that's right. I didn't write that down. 5x to the third. Now what's going to happen here when we distribute this negative? What's that going to turn into? What? No. This way.
Oh.
What's that? Thank you. So a 5x to the third plus an x to the third is going to be equal to what? No. Adding, buddy. Adding. 5x to the third plus 1x to the third. There we go. Thank you. So we're going to have a 6x to the third, and then we have a negative 2x minus 4x. What's negative 2x and minus 4x? No. Do not do anything with the power. See, this is why you need to do your homework. Negative 6x. Don't change the like term. 5 minus a negative 8. What's minus a negative turn into? Plus. Minus a negative is a plus. 5 plus 8 would get us a 13. So my final answer is going to be 6x cubed minus 6x plus 13. Okay, number 23 and 24. Oops. There we go. That's weird. But it didn't freeze. It just froze like that page. I don't know what to do. Cancel. What if I like minimize it and bring it back up? Oh, that's worse. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to close it and then reopen it, I guess. Let's hope this works now. We were here. And yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
And now we're back. Number 23. Now we get to the multiplication stuff, which I know some of you were struggling with a little bit. But let's take a look here. David, you didn't do practice test, did you? No. David, you're gonna. Do you see any addition, subtraction signs going on here with number 23? No. So all I'm going to do is multiply common pieces together, which means what is 2/3? Whoa, now it's changed color. What is 2/3 times 24? What is 2/3 of 24? Good. And then what is x squared and x to the third and x to the fourth combined to be? X to the what? Good. X to the 9. Then I don't have any y squareds to combine, and then I've got a t to the second and t to the fifth. What is that going to be in the end? T to the 7. So my final answer here is 16 x to the 9th y squared t to the 7. Good. I'll show that again in a second. What the what? What is happening?
I think the program took 8.
Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. I know what's happening. Because look at this. Look over here. If I go up, what's that doing with it? Sometimes it pulls it up from the bottom of the page. I didn't want that to happen. All right, sorry. Number 24. Muffin. You didn't do your homework, did you?
No.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's 24?
D to the second plus 10d plus 16.
Let's go. D to the second plus 10d plus 16. Very good. Questions about 23 or 24? Again, that was the distributive property, the FOIL method. Let's take a look at 25. Mason, what'd you get for 25?
10x.
Uh-oh, watch out. I don't think you did the 5x times x. Yeah, that should have been a 5x squared right away. And I think then you combined it in the end. So the answer should have been a 5x squared minus 17x minus 12. And then I'm actually going to show the work here for 26. I'm not going to make anybody read off their answer because I believe 26 and I believe the 28, is it? Yeah, 26 and 28 are like the hardest problems on here. So you're going to take 2q and you're going to multiply it in. 2q times q to the third gets us 2q to the fourth. 2q times negative 7q is negative 14q squared. 2q times 4 is 8q. That's where we get these three pieces. And then I'm going to take negative 4 times q to the third to get negative 4 to q to the third. Negative 4 times negative 7 to get a positive 28q. Negative 4 times positive 4 to get a negative 16. And then I combine like terms. Now, combining the like terms should not be that difficult. It's the multiplying in which is difficult. So I have 2q to the fourth minus 4q to the third minus 14q squared. The only thing to combine is the 8 and the 28q to get a 36q, and then minus 16. Now remember, for 27, we learned that trick, squared double the product squared, right? W squared minus 14w plus 49. But again, you could just FOIL that out. W times w is w squared. W times negative 7 is negative 7w. Negative 7 times w is negative 7w. Negative 7 times negative 7 is a positive 49. Combine like terms in the middle, they're the same thing. Minus 14w in the middle. W squared minus 14w plus 49. And then here's the work for number 28. I've got k minus 2 to the third power. Remember, that's writing it out. K minus 2 times k minus 2 times k minus 2. Here, I know I usually multiply at the end, but you can multiply them in any order. So if you multiply those two pieces together, you're going to end up with a k squared minus 2k plus 4, which simplifies down into minus 4k. And then you use the distributive property. We've got k to the third minus 4k plus, 4k squared plus 4k, and then minus 2k squared plus 8k minus 8 for, in the end, k to the third minus 6k squared plus 12k minus 8. And then I believe there's just one more problem. It's a really easy one. D minus 60 plus 6. Remember, that's that difference of squares special one. Could we just FOIL that? Of course. But what's unique about that is that the inners and outers are going to cancel out. Get off your phone, Carson. Stop Snapchatting. Here, I'm seeing it. Always on your phone.
I'm going to submit my work.
Yeah, right. You're sitting there. I just saw a flash in your face.
Well, yeah, because it's not back. And then I'll just say
No. All right. So on your test tomorrow, now I see as I'm walking around, I'm not a fool. I see a lot of people with blank papers. I am not going to go lightly on grading your papers. I know who you are. I know who you're not. I know who's not doing your homework. I'm not going to go lightly on grading your papers. Those of you who are putting in your work, I see it. Those of you who are not, I see it. I can tell. Okay. The test is exactly what you see here with the practice test. Okay, very simple. I'm sorry, the material is not simple. What's on the test, knowing what's on the test is really simple. It's right in front of you. The practice test. I mean, this is already the third 9 weeks. We're in the middle of the third 9 weeks. We know by now. You see the practice test. That is darn near the test completely, right? You know by now. So, what should you study tonight? You should study 3 things tonight, okay? The first thing that you should study is the 7-1 to 7-4 quiz, okay? I handed that back to you yesterday, yeah? That is a very, very, very important thing that you should look at and study. The second thing is the 7-5 and 7-6 quiz, okay? That's the second thing I would study. The third thing is this practice test. I'm not saying go in this order. I'm saying those are the 3 things that you should definitely look at tonight. The 7-1 to 7-4 quiz, the 7-5, 7-6 quiz, and then this practice test. Everybody has every one of those. Okay, I've handed back everything that I've got now. So you should have, unless you've already thrown it away, the 7-1 to 7-4 quiz, the 7-5, 7-6 quiz, and then the chapter 7 practice test. Those are the 3 things to study tonight. Sound good? All right. So long, everybody at home. Shout out, Nate. John.
Wait, John's not there.
Not Fruit Loops. Let's do banana.
The code word is bananas. Bananas. So long, everybody.